that we vet people coming into the country. We know who's coming in. We know where they're coming from. We just have to know who's coming here. This is a great victory for our Constitution. We have to be tough, and we have to be safe, and we have to be secure. At a minimum, we have to make sure that we vet people coming into the country.
Good day for the White House. Great day for President Trump after the Supreme Court handed him a number of victories. Karen Travers, ABC News White House correspondent. You were there to follow the news. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning. Yeah, the White House certainly feeling like this was a vindication for the president for one of his most controversial policies. And they're also hoping, looking forward, that this gives some momentum in court as they have other immigration policies that are facing legal challenges. But I got to say, top advisors are certainly telling us in the last few days that that executive action that he signed last week that ended the practice of family separation is likely to be struck down by the courts.
Yeah. So let's go back to the travel ban for just a second. So does this mean the travel ban is in effect as of now, or are they changing it?
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like they're doing anything different to it. So this had been, of course, on hold as it went through the courts. Two previous versions had been struck down. So this is Travel Ban 3.0. And it's certainly a much more watered down version of what the president had promised when he was a candidate. This is restrictions on just 7 countries that totaled up account for less than 10% of the world's Muslim population. And the White House says that they picked these 7 countries, they focused on them because they did a review of security procedures, and that they have concerns that these are countries that are not adequately screening out potential terrorists. They say there are case-by-case waivers for individuals, people with business relationships, for example, or close American family members. But the dissent from Sonia Sotomayor, very scathing. She said that the words of the president and his advisors create a perception that this was a bias against Islam and his followers.
That was happening yesterday, and then late last night, a judge ruled against the White House with these separation of the families?
Yeah, so what this was last night was a judge saying that the more than 2,000 children still separated from their families have to be reunited. The federal government has to do this, and they're setting a deadline. The families need to be reunited within 30 days. Children younger than 5 must be reunited within 14 days, and it also would stop future separations. The White House, or the administration, last night through the Justice Department, issued a statement saying that this decision makes it more imperative that Congress gives law enforcement the ability to enforce the law and keep families together. They didn't address the issue, though, of how they're going to speed up this process, because certainly lawyers and activists on the border are saying it is not going to be done very quickly. It is very complicated. You've seen a lot of these stories and reporting down there of kids who there's no way of tracking where their family members are.
Yeah. And then early this morning, Karen Travers, it was announced that John Bolton is meeting with Vladimir Putin today.
Yeah, he's in Russia. He's having meetings with senior officials and President Putin. This is all about setting up a potential meeting between President Trump and Vladimir Putin for next month, something that both the White House and the Kremlin say they very much would like to see happen. Still a lot of details to work out.
Yeah, quick question on that. What is the goal of President Trump and Vladimir Putin meeting? What are they going to meet about? Do we have any idea?
President Trump has always said he wants to have good relations with Vladimir Putin. He wants to have a good U.S.-Russia relationship. He thinks that's very important for the world order. And they met last year, of course, in Germany. They also met on the sidelines of a summit in Vietnam and have talked since then. But this is all part of President Trump saying, the previous administration promised or tried to do a reset. It didn't happen.
Karen Travers, ABC News White House correspondent. Thanks, Karen.
Thanks.
6:55.